Let's see if this will work. What is a good background? I recorded 2 struggle videos today. I tried everything. Float, Twitch. Nothing works. I see fish. The bellies are in the mud. They don't want to eat. This is the most finesse thing that I have in my tackle bag. I don't have a nickel worm in my tackle bag. I didn't think I would need nickel worms so early in the season. This is Cultiva worm on a size 12 jig head that is even smaller than the BG1. BG1 is size 12 too, but this one is even smaller. If they don't want to open their mouth for this, they're just not feeding today. This is the Presso Air AGS 6'1" with the Cardiff with 2.3 pound Varivas ester wine. Can't even see dots. I saw dots before that didn't want to bite, and I wanted to see if they would bite this thing, but I lifted anchor and now there is no telling where I was before. This cover is actually glow in the dark. It's a very small profile, but this lure is glow in the dark. And the jig head is chrome. It's as high vis as it gets. Wow, I see quite a few fish here and still no bite. Nothing at all. Interesting. Wonder, I want to pay like $100. Somebody to tell me what's the reason, why are these fish so shut down today? What happened from last week to now? Well, the cold front happened, but what is the reason? Did the lake turn, or the oxygen, or what is the exact reason? It's not just the temperature. Maybe it is the temperature. Big deal. One of them mustered the courage to sink its teeth in a Cultiva microworm. We're talking thin, tiny worm, and they're still shy and picky. There goes one more. Oh, that's a good one, man. Man, that's the way to snap your rod. Stop it. That's a good one. That is a good one. Now, small definitely helps for this bluegill in cold water. That's an 8-incher, easy. That's an easy 8-incher. Fish. Okay, we're stringing 2 in a row now. It feels good. Of course, I'm fishing totally different area. And crappie will eat anything. I tied it on because I thought I had some shy bluegill that just don't want to open their mouth for a big lure. Got a few in a row now, willing to play. There is one fish that way. It feels so good. It feels so good. Come here, little bud. I mean, this is tiny, tiny, tiny. You folks that think that my BG ones are too small, this Daiwa jig is smaller yet. Now, I don't think, like, I don't want to make a jig smaller than mine, but what I'm fishing with right now is smaller yet. Just so you know, there are jigs that are even smaller than mine. Maybe I will make one. BG1 size 14, just it will be winter edition. It will have very small head, very small gap. And I will tell you, if there is a size 14, it will be strictly winter fishing. When you want the smallest gap, the smallest head, the smallest everything. Now, I think my jigs are small enough, but you know, it's a matter of confidence. When you can't get a bite, you want to try something even smaller. You want to try something even smaller. Now I'm fishing 1.5 grams tungsten in 6 feet of water. I should cast there my float, but I mean, I tied this on. I'm making a video about this Cultiva worm, which I kind of abandoned, even though I made a video that it's the best lure. But there is a couple of practical reasons why I abandoned this worm. The reason I said it's the best lure is the profile. The profile is just very easy to swallow, and there is good action in the tail. That's the reason. However, there are other lures that satisfy these properties for profile and for the action. For example, Larva Z. But the reason I kind of abandoned these is they don't come in good colors. They come in extremely bright colors. Everything saltwater is extremely bright. It's designed to attract the attention of these saltwater fish. I think saltwater fish are not spooky. The heads of the jigs, if you see, are chrome. The hooks are gold. This color looks white. You're gonna say, oh, natural. No, it's glow white. I'm not sure I need glow white in the winter on a chrome head. I would have a black head with a black body, but they don't offer, or something green pumpkin, or at least even the red that they have a red color. They have quite a few colors. They have 7 or 8 colors. Every one of them is extremely obnoxiously like a coral. These colors that you see in a coral, very bright, very, very strong. Not my thing. I mean, I would want to have like one of these for the muddy water conditions, but not all of them. That's one reason I abandoned these Cultiva micro worms. No good colors. The other reason is this body is a little bit too thin. I hate trying to run this body straight on a jig. It's never straight. It's too thin, and you think you put it perfectly, then when you look around, the wire of the hook is like almost protruding out on the other side. Because the body is so thin, you can't run the hook in the middle. It's impossible. It's always skin hooked on one side and a little bit kinked. A little bit kinked actually does not hurt performance. Sometimes kinked is better. But it bothers me. It bothers me the way it's hooked. is just difficult to hook. I wish it had a little bit more body, so it's just easier to hook straight. Huh? One. It's been a few minutes since the last one. Man, it feels so good. This one is borderline nettable. This one is 10 inches. And almost all of these are 9.5. This one is 10. Yeah, he is 10. There's one. Furious. Furious bijik. That's a good size bijik. Come here, bijik. That is a good size bijik. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's a good size 8-inch bijik for my lake. Yeah, he's already not looking good. He's gonna catch a few more fish. He's gonna catch a few more fish. Folks, fishing was tough. Not gonna hide it. I thought I would kill the bluegill. They were very shy. Crappie and bluegill were very shy, but I thought when I go with the very thin Cultiva micro worm 1.7 inch, I'm gonna at least kill the bluegill. It did not work well. Instead of showing you a few more dinky bluegill, I thought, let me show you the actual lures and give you a perspective and give you my thoughts on, I mean, when I put these things on the table, I had just, because I have not used this lure in a while, in my head, the Cultiva micro worm was extreme finesse. That's just, if you ask me, what is the Cultiva micro? Extreme finesse. And I always imagined the BG1 with a trout magnet more chubby and just as deadly perhaps, maybe even more deadly in the summer and in the spring, but more chunky and chubby and less finesse. That's just in my head. But I put them here on the table to show you. And what do you think? Which of the two lures is more discreet and more finesse and more appropriate for cold water fishing? I have to tell you, the black BG1 with the black trout magnet looks better. I never thought about it, but when you put them on the table side by side, the black BG1 looks more discreet, more appropriate for shy fish in cold water. I told you in the video that these Cultiva worms do not have natural colors. This looks white, but it's glow in the dark. And then the head Daiwa doesn't make, everything tungsten is shiny chrome. And then on top of that, to make everything even shinier, they put gold hooks. Because it's for salt water, I don't blame them, it's not inappropriate. For salt water, you want to get the attention of the fish. Everything as bright and shiny as possible. But look at the Cultiva worm jigs. First of all, chrome head and glow in the dark, very bright combination. Not suitable for winter and cold water. Then the gap, I thought that the gap was smaller than on my jigs. Maybe it is without lure, but because the micro worm is so thin, now all of a sudden you have a bunch of gap. And it is my opinion that fish see gap, fish no likey gap. Even if they try to swallow, the hook gets in the way. Gap is no good for winter fishing. Look at my lure. My BG1 with a trout magnet has less gap. And the hook is black and just nearly invisible and just not so obtrusive like the gold hook sticking up and out from this. I mean, it's just, you see what I mean, right? And look, my trout magnet is perfectly straight, super glued, ready for 100 fish in the spring. That thing cannot be super glued. I gave up. No glue on earth will hold to chrome jig head. I tried everything. You gotta do the Richard Gere business with the flaws, and I'm not doing that. Sorry, I have my own limits. If you have the energy and the passion for that, it will work. I promise you. That's as far as I go. I don't do flaws anymore. I've tried it. I can confirm it works. I don't do anymore. Also, the Cultiva worm is, even if you super glue it to the head, it's not strong enough. It will rip from the hook. Even if it stays glued to the head, it will rip from the hook, from right over. It will rip from here. And then it's impossible to install straight because it's so thin. I cannot install it straight. I mean, this is as straight as it goes. I don't think the straightness is a problem. Sometimes when the lure is not straight, it doesn't move in a straight line in the water. It jerks a little bit. It can be even better. But to me, just aesthetically, I like as straight as possible. Anyway, I thought instead of another 3 dinky bluegill, I show you this. Yeah, it is not as finesse as I thought. I would rather maybe go this year. I mean, I still have the Nico worm, but I don't like to tease you guys with a discontinued lure. I think I'm gonna be fishing in the winter with the black BG1 that you see here, either with a trout magnet or with the black Larva Z. That's to me discreet, and there is no wire sticking, and everything looks coherent and integrated, looks like one piece that came out of the factory. Look at this. It doesn't look like you installed a lure on a jig and you put clip there. It looks like it came out of the factory as one piece. Anyway, just a break from dinky fishing. Yep. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.